Let's start with this. If you don't know exactly what you want, how can you ever expect to get it? Most of us are drifting through life, reacting to whatever comes our way without ever stopping to ask ourselves what we really desire. It's like getting in a car and driving without a destination. You end up going in circles, wasting gas, energy, and time. But here's the thing, clarity isn't just a nice to have, it's a game changer. When you get clear on what you want, everything else falls into place. Decisions become easier, paths become clearer, and you stop getting distracted by things that don't matter. But here's the challenge: most people never take the time to get clear on their desires because they're too busy listening to the noise around them. We live in a world where everyone has an opinion about how you should live your life, what job you should have, who you should marry, and even how you should spend your weekends. But let me tell you something important. None of those voices know what's best for you. Only you do. Take a day this week to disconnect from the distractions, put down your phone, step away from social media, and create space to listen to your own heart. Because when you cut out the noise, that's when your true desires become clear. Clarity is more than just deciding on a goal. It's about understanding why that goal matters to you. Maybe it's not the big house or fancy job title you've been told to chase. Maybe it's about peace, freedom, or simply having the time to pursue passions that light up your soul. The point is, success looks different for everyone. Don't let someone else's version of success dictate your path. Write it down, get specific, and define what truly makes you come alive. Because once you're clear on your vision of success, you'll be amazed at how quickly you can let go of everything that's been holding you back. When you're clear about what you want, life has a funny way of opening doors you never knew existed. Clarity breeds confidence, and confidence breeds action. It's like turning on a GPS. Suddenly, you're no longer wandering aimlessly, you have a direct route. The opportunities, resources, and people that can help you start to appear almost like magic. And the best part, you stop wasting time on things that don't serve your vision. Clarity is your North Star, guiding you forward, even when things get tough. So take this week to get crystal clear. The life you've been dreaming of is waiting for you to claim it, but first, you have to know exactly where you want to go. Self-doubt is sneaky. It's that voice in your head that whispers, "You're not good enough," or "Who are you to even try?" And here's the thing, we all hear it. But for some, that voice becomes so loud, it drowns out every hope, every dream, and every possibility. It convinces you that you're not ready or that someone else could do it better. It's time to call it out for what it really is: a habit. Yes, self-doubt is just a habit, one that's been reinforced over years of comparing yourself to others, believing negative stories, or letting past failures define your future. And like any habit, it can be broken. Most of us are so good at beating ourselves up that we never stop to recognize our own strengths. We dwell on the one thing we did wrong instead of celebrating the 100 things we did right. The truth is, whatever you focus on grows. If you're constantly zeroing in on what you lack, you'll always feel like you're falling short. But when you shift your attention to your talents, your progress, and your wins, even the small ones, something incredible happens. Your confidence starts to build. This week, I challenge you to write down 3 things you're proud of every single day. Because the more you focus on what you're doing right, the quieter that voice of self-doubt becomes. Here's a secret: confident people aren't fearless, they just don't let fear stop them. They've learned to take action despite the fear, despite the doubt. If you're waiting for the day when you'll feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. Self-doubt loves to paralyze you, keeping you stuck in your comfort zone where nothing ever changes. But the moment you take action, even a tiny step, you break its grip. You prove to yourself that you can do it, that you're stronger than you thought. Every time you act in the face of doubt, you chip away at its power. And with each step forward, your belief in yourself starts to grow. Self-doubt is rooted in the belief that you need to be perfect to start. But let me tell you this: you don't need to be perfect, you just need to be willing. Willing to try, willing to fail, and willing to get back up again. Life isn't about being flawless, it's about growing, learning, and becoming. When you embrace that mindset, self-doubt loses its grip. You stop seeing failure as a reflection of your worth and start viewing it as a stepping stone to success. So for 1 week, give yourself permission to be a beginner, to be imperfect, to take messy, courageous action. Because every time you push past your self-doubt, you're not just changing your results, you're transforming who you are becoming. We've been conditioned to believe that prioritizing ourselves is selfish. But let me tell you, that belief is holding you back. Think about it. How often have you put your needs last, convincing yourself that everyone else comes first? You end up exhausted, drained, and running on empty, all while wondering why you feel so unfulfilled. It's time to let go of the guilt. Prioritizing yourself doesn't mean you're abandoning others. It means you're ensuring that you have the energy, the joy, and the strength to truly show up for the people you love. You can't pour from an empty cup, so fill yours up first. We tend to think of self-care as an occasional indulgence, a spa day, a vacation, a rare break from the chaos. But real self-care is so much more than that. It's not just something you do once in a while, it's a commitment to making your well-being a priority every single day. It's taking time to nourish your mind, body, and soul. It's saying no to what drains you so you can say yes to what truly lights you up. When you prioritize yourself, you're not just being kind to yourself, you're building a foundation for a healthier, happier, and more fulfilled life. This week, I want you to find one way to honor your needs each day, whether it's 30 minutes of quiet time, moving your body, or just taking a breath to reconnect with yourself. One of the hardest lessons to learn is that not everyone deserves your time and energy. Saying no can feel uncomfortable, especially when you're used to being the person everyone can count on. But here's the truth: if you're always available to everyone, you end up being available to no one, especially yourself. Setting boundaries doesn't mean you're being selfish or difficult. It means you respect yourself enough to protect your peace. And here's the thing: when you start prioritizing yourself, you'll notice that the right people will understand, support, and even cheer you on. This week, practice saying no without feeling the need to explain yourself. Protecting your time and energy is an act of self-love. When you prioritize yourself, something incredible happens. You start to align with who you really are. You stop chasing the approval of others and start living for yourself. That's when your confidence grows, your energy soars, and your life begins to transform. You attract better opportunities, healthier relationships, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. But it all starts with giving yourself permission to be your own biggest priority unapologetically. This isn't about neglecting others, it's about understanding that when you are at your best, everyone around you benefits. So step into this week with the intention to prioritize yourself. Love yourself without apology, because when you do, you'll see that the world around you starts to reflect that same love back to you. Let's be real, the comfort zone feels safe, but it's also where dreams go to die. Most people spend their entire lives playing it safe, sticking to what's familiar, and wondering why nothing ever changes. It's easy to convince yourself that staying where you are is the best option, but deep down you know that's not true. Growth doesn't happen in the familiar, it happens in the places that scare you, that challenge you, that force you to level up. The problem isn't that you're not capable, it's that you're too comfortable. If you truly want to change your life, you have to take action that feels big, bold, and yes, uncomfortable. It's time to get honest. The only way you're going to achieve something extraordinary is by doing things that make you uncomfortable. There's no way around it. Whether it's asking for that promotion, starting that side business, or having that difficult conversation, you've got to lean into the discomfort. Because here's the thing: discomfort is not a sign that something's wrong, it's a sign that you're breaking through old limits. Courage doesn't mean you're fearless, it means you're scared, but still willing to act. This week, I challenge you to make one decision that scares you, just one. The moment you step outside your comfort zone, you start building the life you actually want, not the one you've been settling for. You might think that taking one big action is enough, but the truth is, transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of consistent, uncomfortable action over time. At first, you're going to doubt yourself. You'll question whether you're on the right path. But each time you push through that fear, you'll notice something incredible. It gets easier. What once felt impossible starts to feel like second nature. It's not because the task gets easier, but because you get stronger. You build a resilience that makes you unstoppable. This week, commit to taking one uncomfortable action every single day. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be intentional. Because the more you do it, the more confident you become in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Most people run from discomfort. But what if I told you it's your greatest ally? Discomfort is a sign that you're on the brink of something new, something transformative. Instead of seeing it as a barrier, start viewing it as a green light. That nervous feeling in your stomach, that's not a sign to stop, that's a sign you're about to grow. Embrace it. Because here's the truth, everything you want, the success, the fulfillment, the breakthrough is on the other side of discomfort. So when you feel that urge to retreat back into safety, remind yourself of this: you are stronger than your fear. And every step you take into discomfort is a step towards your best self. This week, turn that discomfort into fuel and watch as your life begins to change in ways you never thought possible. In our fast-paced lives, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle, moving from one task to the next without ever stopping to check in with ourselves. But here's the truth: if you're not taking time to reflect, you're not truly growing. Self-reflection isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity if you want to live a life that's intentional and aligned with who you really are. It's about hitting pause for a few moments each day to ask yourself, how am I really doing? What's working in my life? What needs to change? When you commit to a daily ritual of self-reflection, you give yourself the gift of clarity and the opportunity to course correct before you drift too far off track. Self-reflection is more than just reviewing the day's events. It's about listening to that quiet inner voice that often gets drowned out by the noise of everyday life. When you take the time to slow down and look inward, you begin to uncover insights about yourself that you never realized were there. Maybe you've been feeling restless, anxious, or stuck, but you haven't been able to put your finger on why. Self-reflection helps you peel back the layers, allowing you to get to the root of those feelings. It's like shining a flashlight into the dark corners of your mind, bringing hidden thoughts, emotions, and desires into the light so you can understand them better and take action. One of the biggest benefits of daily self-reflection is that it allows you to learn from your experiences. Every day is filled with lessons, but if you're not taking the time to reflect, those lessons can slip through your fingers. Self-reflection gives you a chance to ask, what did I learn today? How did I show up for myself and others? What could I have done differently? This practice isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about learning and growing so that each day you become a little bit better than the day before. By making self-reflection a habit, you start to notice patterns, strengths, and areas for improvement, which can lead to powerful transformations in your life. The key to making self-reflection a consistent practice is to turn it into a ritual that feels nourishing and meaningful. This isn't just another item to check off your to-do list, it's a moment of sacred time dedicated to yourself. Find a quiet space, light a candle, journal your thoughts, or simply sit in silence and breathe deeply. The ritual doesn't have to be complicated, it just needs to be something that helps you connect with yourself on a deeper level. Whether it's 5 minutes in the morning to set an intention for your day or 10 minutes before bed to reflect on your experiences, carve out that time. Because when you consistently commit to self-reflection, you'll find that your life becomes more intentional, more fulfilling, and aligned with who you truly want to be. Let's start with the physical spaces around you, your home, your workspace, even your car. Take a look around. How much of what you see truly adds value to your life? Clutter isn't just about having too much stuff, it's about the energy it takes up. All those piles, all that disorganization, it drains you. It's like trying to run a marathon while carrying a backpack full of rocks. When you declutter, you're not just freeing up physical space, you're creating room for fresh energy to flow in. So this week, commit to clearing out just one area of your life. Start with a single drawer, a closet, or your desk, and watch how a small change can shift your entire mindset. But physical clutter is only the tip of the iceberg. What's really weighing you down is the mental clutter you carry around every day. Old beliefs, self-doubt, and outdated narratives about who you are and what you're capable of. These are the real clutter that keeps you stuck. It's time to let go of the thoughts that no longer serve you. Start paying attention to that inner dialogue and notice the negative scripts you've been replaying. This week, challenge yourself to question those thoughts. Are they really true? Or are they just stories you've accepted as reality? When you declutter your mind, you free yourself to see new possibilities and a clearer path forward. Another form of clutter we don't often talk about is emotional clutter, the people in your life who drain you, the ones who bring negativity, doubt, or chaos. We hold on to these relationships out of habit, fear, or guilt. But let me tell you, not everyone is meant to be in your life forever. If someone is holding you back, it's okay to let them go. Prioritizing your emotional well-being isn't selfish, it's necessary for your growth. This week, take inventory of your relationships. Who lifts you up? Who leaves you feeling exhausted? Focus on spending more time with those who inspire you and distance yourself from those who drain you. When you declutter your emotional life, you make space for deeper, more meaningful connections.